with you today again. Today being the 23rd of July 2022. I welcome you all, Biafrans, wherever you are found all over the nations of the world, and all of you lovers of freedom. Today is a day after the lockdown in commemoration to with those people who lost their lives, especially the 14 youths in Biafra land who attended a wedding and they lost their lives. We know that their sacrifice and their lives will not be in vain. Everyone who has died on the cause of freedom will not has not died in vain. We know that they have sacrificed themselves. Those ones who have been fighting and doing all they need to do, sacrifice themselves to be, you know, materials of freedom. And that is why we are here every time, always talking, because and at the same time, not just talking, doing so many things also we are doing on the ground under the auspices of Autopilot IPOB. And I thank every one of you for joining this broadcast. My name is Kelechi Ambrose, and this is Biafra Global Network. And I want you to please share this video. Very urgent, because it is good, as members of Autopilot IPOB, we are very concerned about lives. We are not like those people who, all they do is when you are against them, they want to come and kill you. That is what they've been doing all this while in this struggle, especially when our leader, Mazen Abdikanu, was here. They were hiding under him and doing lots of atrocities, committing so many atrocities, misleading him and misdirecting him, causing him to take actions that were prolonging the restoration of Biafra. But here we are today. We are set to receive Biafra. And in 2023, we're going to be entering, as the spokesperson of Biafra always says, he will always say that it will be like boom in your eyes. You wake up tomorrow morning, you find that you are already in Biafra. I welcome you all to this broadcast. This is an urgent broadcast. It's urgent. You know why it's urgent? Because we want to save lives. We're getting close to our freedom. We're getting close to, doing the things that will actually bring us freedom. We've already entered the liberation stage, but the climax of the liberation stage is about to be unleashed, because we know that if we sit down, watch, and sit down, keep watching these people, they will keep killing us and keep taking us for granted. And they are planning so much with their, with the government backing them up. Of course, it's their program, the Islamic agenda, backing them up to actually overrun us. They're planning so greatly. Remember, yesterday, I told us yesterday, the 22nd of July, that there are over 67,000 Fulani terrorists, from the Sahel, were being recruited into the Nigerian army. The army was saying yesterday that they are running out of space, to accommodate them, because they are so excited. These are fighters who are going to fight for them, who want to bring. And I pity those of our people who are Biafrans in the military. I don't know why people don't reason, but I know that if you are here hearing the sound of my voice, and of course you've been hearing the preaching we've been doing, under the IPOB Autopilot media team, we've been doing lots of exposition, telling people to tell their loved ones who are in the military to come out of it right now. If they are living all over the nations, which are under the Nigeria contraption, wherever they are found, they should return to Biafra land, or they should move. If they feel that they don't want to live in Biafra land for now, they should move abroad. But staying in any of the northern states, especially the north, is risk to their lives. So you better tell them wherever they are. We are telling them right now, they won't hear, or they won't listen. Of course, they will hear, but they won't listen. They won't take the advice. They want to tell you that they are so knowledgeable. They will want to argue with you. Why would you want to cause trouble when we have our investments in other places? Well, let me also tell you that Ukraine today, there are lots of people who have investments in Ukraine, and Ukrainians also have investments in Russia, some of them. But today, Russia attacked. They don't care about wherever your investments are. Evil people don't care about what happens to you. So you have to be careful. When you know that you are hated, you have to be very, very knowledgeable and careful. When you know that you are hated, all you need to do is to be careful and be wise. That is why that the Bible says that you should be wise as serpent, but harmless as dove. You know, you are wise as serpent. Serpent means that you know what to do at every particular time. You have the knowledge of what to do. Harmless as dove is also tantamount to preserving and keeping making sure that you are not a danger to somebody else. That doesn't mean that you cannot defend yourself when you become their target. You defend yourself, that's being harmless too, because you are protecting yourself, your interest, and the interest of other people. And I want to tell you today that the yesterday sit at home was a very very successful one. You know, those of them who have decided to make themselves our enemies. You know, because we have decided to take the bull by the horn and to do the things that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will always do if he's here. You know, also those who have made Mazi Samanepa their enemy. You know, and made every IPOB autopilot person their enemy. Well, that is their business. They are trying to counter the, you know, the benefits and the gains of the lockdown, but they are put to shame. One thing you have to know is that yesterday's lockdown is a proof that Biafrans are actually ready to leave the contraption Nigeria, and nothing can stop it. We are ready to leave. Nothing can stop it. We are set to leave, and we are going to leave between now and early 2023. You're going to see what is going to happen, because every strategy has. We know what they can do. We know what the Nigeria government can do. We know what their plans are. We know what their agenda is. We know we have details of the plans, the programs they have in their Fulanization agenda, in their scheme of work for the Fulanization agenda. We know every detail. So because of the knowledge of what we have and the knowledge of knowing what they're planning and what they are going to do, we already can predict them. We can tell you what they can do at every point in time. We can tell you. So we already have, you know, the intel of their activities and everything. So what we are doing now is that we have planned and programmed everything that we are going to do that will counter every of the actions at every point in time. Because of course we are set to enter, and we already know, as Mazi Manepa would always tell you, that he knows when Biafra will come, and that is not, it's not a lie. It's the pure truth, and it's going to be next year, and the particular time next year you will see it. It will manifest. Because we are set. Now I told you that this is an urgent broadcast because we want to save many souls as we march into our freedom. There are so many people who need to know some things. You know, they need to know what is going on. They need to understand some things, especially those ones who say they are Nigerians. You may have a brother, as a Biafran, you may have a brother who believes he's a Nigerian. You may have a friend, a colleague where you're working who believe that they are Nigerians. This message is very, very important for them. That is why this broadcast is coming. Because if we don't try to save them, then what are we? We are devils. That is why we are different in autopilot. We try to teach people to understand. We try to make them understand so that when the danger comes, we are free. We know that yes, we did our work. Just like what God told Jeremiah in the book of Jeremiah. He said, teach these people, tell them that they are evil, tell them about their evil deeds, and tell them to change. But if they refuse to change, you have saved yourself. Jeremiah, you have saved yourself because you gave them the news. But if you refuse to tell them, then you are going to be in danger because their blood will be on your head. So we are doing it as autopilot IPOB members. We're trying to teach our people so that they will understand. First, I want you to send messages to all those people who are Biafrans, who have decided to make themselves Nigerians, who have decided to take a wrong identity. Tell them to leave the north. Tell them to leave the northeast, northwest, and north central, however they call it. Leave all those places and return to Biafra land, because what is coming, they will become the sacrifice. They become sacrifice. These people will cut them off in the north. We are advising them now. Tell them first. Those ones who think that they are Nigerians, Biafrans who think this is the first message. The first message is to those Biafrans who think that they are Nigerians. The first every Biafran who call themselves Nigerians, take this message to them. If they're in the north, they should leave the north. They should return to Biafra land. They can return southwest or go to Biafra land, but they have to leave the north. And if they're in the southwest, also they should be very careful. They should understand that these are trying times and these are dangerous times. They have to be white as serpent. They have to move straight away from that place. That is the first message. Now, this message also goes to everyone who say they are Nigerians. Now, let's explain this, because I want you to send this message to them so that they will understand why they are very stupid. When somebody says, I am a Nigerian, then you should know that something is seriously wrong with you. But we may just, let's just believe that you don't know. You are ignorant of some facts, because we will not call you stupid, because the only time we call you stupid is when you are knowledgeable, when you have been taught about some facts, but you still hold on to what you think that you know, and you still want to tell yourself that this is and what I want, in spite of the fact that you know the truth. Just like these e-frogs everywhere, who are jumping at every opportunity to counter everything. Imagine somebody sending a message to Simon Ekpat saying that if Autopilot gets Autopilot IPOB gets Biafra, he will kill himself. You can imagine that one has already killed himself. He's not going to see Biafra. He's going to die as soon as he sees Biafra. As soon as he will see Biafra come, but he's going to die. After Biafra comes, he's going to die, because he has already said it by himself. He has confessed it. They don't know that these things we are doing is a spiritual work. And as long as you begin to anything you say at this point in time haunts you. The truth, let me tell you now, wherever you are, every Biafran, whatever you say at this point in time against will happen to you. So if you say that if Mazi Samanekpa and the IPOB Autopilot team gets Biafra, you will kill yourself, or you will die, or something will happen to you. Of course, you have already said this, and the spirit of Biafra have taken it into record. So just know that you have already put yourself in that place, and you have already condemned yourself. So it's better for you to now just allow yourself. Don't let hate, jealousy, selfishness, and envy make you say things that you are not supposed to say. Don't let these things make you confess the things you are not supposed to confess, or else they will fall on you, or else they will be on you. So just get to understand that everything you say right now is very, very important in this crucial time we are. The spirit of Biafra is hovering over the head of every Biafran. Whatever you say, it activates. So if you are careless, if you're a careless talker, thinking that you are saying anything you like, thinking that you can talk about Mazda or talk about the IPOB Autopilot and team working hard, doing their work, or you are talking against ESN, or you are talking against the fundraising, or you are talking against anything. Whatever you say will haunt you. You will pay for it with that thing that you have said. It will haunt you. So tell everybody who is a Biafran, please send a message across, because we are sending these messages now for people to understand some vital things they need to know. And if we don't give you these messages, the spirit of Biafra will hold us responsible. That is why we are bringing ourselves out. We are bringing our faces out to inform you. Between now and 2023, we will be in Biafra, but we must inform you some things that you need to know. You must be very careful of what you say. As a Nigerian, those Biafrans who have made themselves Nigerians, who have told themselves that they are Nigerians, you must know you must be careful what you say against Biafra. If you want to be a Nigerian, good for you. Go and stay in the north, or stay elsewhere, but don't stay in Biafra land. You understand? Because Biafra land will consume you. But if you say you are a Biafran and you are there, in Biafra land, sabotaging the thing, of course, you have already dug your own grave. So just get ready, because you're going to go into that grave. And if you say you are a Nigerian and you are a Biafran, naturally you're supposed to be a Biafran, and you say you believe in Nigeria, you begin to talk against Biafra struggle, everything you say will come against you, whether you believe it or not. You don't need to tell us. You don't need to say amen to it. It's already written, because the spirit of Biafra is hovering over your head. It knows what you are saying wrong. It knows what you are saying right. Anyone who is working against this struggle is going to go down, is going to be destroyed. They will see it come and they will be destroyed. They will not enjoy the fruit of Biafra nation. Just like what happened to Israel. When Israel was leaving Egypt, when they left Egypt, those ones who rebelled, who were talking against Moses, who were talking against the struggle, who were talking against their freedom, they died in the wilderness. 40 years was used to kill them. The people who entered into the freedom were their children who didn't know about the wickedness of their fathers. Every act and every confession you make against Biafra is wickedness. Go and read the Bible. That is what happened when the Jews wanted to enter into Canaan. Those people who talked against the freedom, they were termed wicked. So God killed all of them. So if you are talking against Biafra, you are actually wicked, and you will be consumed. Nothing would stop it. And just know this, that we are set to get our freedom, and that is why we are doing all of this. Now, let's go get into the message. Now, this message is for those people who call themselves Nigerians, whether they are Biafrans or they are not. First, I've given the first message to Biafrans who actually call themselves Nigerians, who are living in the north. They should live there if they like their lives. We're advising them. See the way we are saying, we are begging them. We are the ones Biafra land. Second, the second point here is now for all those people who call themselves Nigerians, whether they are Biafrans, whether they are not Biafrans. Now, let me educate you. When you say you are a Nigerian, because I saw a foolish person who is a Nigerian telling me that I have, on Twitter, telling me that I have disowned my identity, that I'm stupid, I am senseless. He was abusing me on Twitter. Because I'm trying to educate them to know that if you call yourself a Nigerian, you are actually a slave and you are actually not having an identity. Every human being in the world should have an identity and a source. When you say you are a Nigerian, you don't have an identity. Let me prove it today. First, if you say you are something, you must look for the meaning of what you say you are. What is the source of what you say you are? First, you must go to the beginning of Nigeria. How did Nigeria come about? 1914, there was an amalgamation which brought the north, south, west, east, and all aspects of the nations around together. Now, ask yourself, why was this synergy, or let me not call it synergy because it doesn't profit anybody. Why was this amalgamation, introduced? Why? First, trace the people who brought about this amalgamation. Who are they? They are British. Now, what did they come for? Ask yourself questions. If you're a reasonable person, you ask yourself questions, because reasonable people, they are known by the questions they ask. The question you ask determines how reasonable you are. Now, when the British came, what was their purpose? Simple: business. They were moving around to see where they're going to, make business. One of the major businesses they were doing then was slave trade. They were capturing us and using us as slaves, selling to their people, and